Okay, now let's try to do some smoke, fire, stuff like that. So we have an object. This will be, yeah, no, let's make something else. Let's pretend we are making a, campfire. So this would be our piece of wood. Yeah, I'm not gonna make anything more complex than that. Now what we want to do is to make a 3D sort of space where we will be solving our fluid simulation. So here under fluids we can create a 3D container, and basically it's where the simulation will start. You see it has a couple of things. So this small point here in the center, that's our emitter. But of course we want to emit from a cylinder. We'll see what happens if we have both of them. Then we have a size where the simulation takes place in, I guess. So 10, we might change it, to something we like. I'm not gonna change too much now. No. Something a bit bigger. And then we should have a sort of a resolution somewhere here. Not sure why the grid doesn't update. Should be updating. Oh, whatever. Alright, and next thing what we're gonna do is select this, shift select the grid, and no, I should do it here, fluids, and we want to emit from object, and see what happens. Oh, backwards, why? Yeah, you see we have this emitter, it emits stuff, and our actual cylinder also is emitting. So of course we will gonna get rid of that. Oh yes, now the grid size updated. I don't know why. I'm not gonna question that. So that's start. And now let's start tweaking this thing a little bit. So maybe I'll just reduce the stuff so the computer doesn't die. Maybe we could want to increase, to turn on self-shadowing and increase it. So it's just, oops, sorry, I forgot to move it. So it just looks a bit better. It's a bit easier to see it. And then we will start to look into the things, what can we change. So yeah, dynamic simulation, and again, gravity. I mean, you would use the normal one most likely, but there are lots of things you can change, and they will obviously affect our simulation here. So friction maybe not as much. Oh yeah. What can we do? Liquids. So I'm not gonna play around with this. Take your time, experiment, and especially here, density. So especially here you want to play around. Buoyancy, it goes faster. So basically imagine this is kind of very rainy, and so the fire and the smoke tends to stay at the bottom, or might be opposite, it goes up quite fast. So basically this buoyancy is probably relationship of your smoke or fire with the existing atmosphere. Again, I have no clue about physics, so we will just play around basically. Maybe we want more noise, things like that. See how it gets affected? Later on we'll increase the resolution. Again, this one. So velocity, swirl, other things you might want to play around with. And of course, if it goes so out of our bounding box, that will be cut off here. You might want to either change your settings or make your box a bit bigger. The next thing would be to change colors here if you need that. Fuel, temperatures, all of these things you can control here. Anyways, we are looking for color. Gradients and all the rest. You will explore that yourselves. And the next thing is somehow to get this rendered. So we'll add light, not rigging, rendering. Just give me some light. And we immediately have something here. So now, of course, the idea is, let's actually increase the resolution here. Up, somewhere. Yes, now the resolution changed, and you see it's way slower here. Not that my fire looks good or anything. Does not. There's something to render. So now you could render it as image sequence, and we could use it as a sprite in your game or something like that. Of course, you could always use it in your film cutscene if you are producing everything inside Maya. Of course, one color is very boring. You would go back to fluid settings and you would change temperatures and all of those things.